speaking Gaelic, Scottish, Irish, fucking Longshanks talk. I don't know what that was. Peter Boy is very unique when he speaks, and he gets excited. And there's nothing like an excited Scotsman in Ireland losing his fucking mind. Can't keep words straight. You can't even understand the words already. And now you've got a clusterfuck jumble of words coming at you from all manner of backgrounds. You've got Latin here. You may have French derivatives there. You probably got some Canadian Portuguese popping in on the side. You don't know what the fuck to make of it. What you do know is that motherfucker's passionate about something. That's what you come away from it with. You just don't know what. That's fun. That's good. You can hear things over the radio. You can feel them. I like that about radio. I was listening to an interview the other day about a lady talking about radio, and she had grown up listening to basically these little 15-minute plays that were done on the radio. And she said she loved them. It required me to use my mind. She became a writer. It was this black lady. I can't remember her name because I'm getting really bad with names. And she said it required me to use my mind. When they said the color red or described a color that was a shade of red, I had to figure out the color in my head. And when they described a certain scene and a certain smell in the area and a certain feeling about the people in that crowd, I had to put that together in my head. And in that sense, it's just like reading. But the thing that makes radio even harder is you only hear it once. I mean, I suppose you could use technology to rewind this show whenever you miss a part, but then you're going to be behind on the part you just missed while catching up. So you're fucked up anyway. So you got to catch it the first time through. Your imagination has to put it together for you correctly. And if you're not capable of that, you're going to lose interest quickly in something that you can't review. But what it does do is force you to engage your imagination. This is what I love about radio, and this is what I love about hosts that can make me think, you know, and there are a few out there that can. I mean, I'm just being honest. I listen to all the, you know, I've listened to, let me rephrase that. I've listened to at least a few episodes of the major top 20 radio hosts in the world. And very few of them can catch my interest and keep me hooked for full episodes. Say nothing going on week to week. You know, like George, I've got a great program. He gets into his conspiracy beliefs and he starts to walk away from logic. And I'm like, man, you had me, George. You had me. Just use logic. Use the stuff they prove. And I realize he has to serve his audience. And his audience wants to know that there are reptiles in the government probing their wands up your ass on a nightly basis after they abduct you. His audience wants proof of that. And they sure as hell don't want George Norrie saying, that's not really logical. To consider that as a possibility. They don't want to hear that. So he's got to serve his audience. So I think George Norrie's smarter than an average scientist might think looking at him. Because I think like a scientist. I think it's the best way to think. It's the most reliable way to think. RD would say, Kevin, you can't think like, you got to use intuition. You can't just go, it cannot be. See how you can tell what I'm saying even though I'm not saying anything? That's what I love about communication. All right, I'm getting ready to dial up Guy because I'm losing my will here. And he can carry a show on his scrotum. He just swings his scrotum around. There it is. Let me see if I can get Guy in here, surprise some of you fuckers. Maybe I'll surprise him. Call Skype or call mobile. Okay, I'll call Skype. I don't know. And then you guys will have to tell me if you can hear him. Yep. The evil show, the evil crew is down to 2. But we have more, and we have whores. And there's other stuff that does rhyme with whores.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Gay Shay?
This is Gay Shay.
Are you selling real estate today?
Happy Pill Day.
Happy Pill Day. I think I put the
Your
pills
monologue was excellent. I liked it. You know, today was my pill day. And I got my opiates today. And I got to tell you, man, it's like welfare day. A lot of minorities will understand. It's like, yay, I got my pills, and I only had to go to one pharmacy today, and the guy was like 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I got my pills. You know, and I called people up, and I left them. I'm like, pill day. I want to let everybody know, too, this is excellent, where I don't have to host the program, by the way.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be a verbal backlash between me and the not Mexican Louie Beeeee. I'm just saying. I want to set this up now.
Oh no!
I do want to say. I know it's probably going to be a controversy because that hot chick on the show last night. Obviously, she did want me sexually. I'm not saying that we had sex or phone sex yet, but I felt her heat, And it's all going to come out on tonight. I can feel it. I'm not saying spite sex, not yet. And I am married, and my wife totally understands that I have. It's pill day.
You're gonna fuck her.
Happy pill day.
I think you're gonna fuck her. I can sense it.
No, I'm very old. I'm thinking about actually making a BLT on her thong. I don't know. It's sort of dirty. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go
Happy
ahead.
pill day.
I need some fucking pills. That's exactly what I need.
The pills are good for you. You know, a lot of people will say, you know, you need to get away from opiates. Opiates are bad for you. And what it is they want to consume the opiates of these fucking. And by the way, my pain management doctor, I can't say his name due to various legal reasons, that he'll cut me out. I mean, 2 o'clock in the morning is sort of a weird time to go to your pain management doctor. But anyway, he keeps good shit in his trunk. Yeah, it's a Maxima. It's got ground effects. But anyway, this not douchebag, I love you, Dr. Kevorkian, he hooks me up legally, of course. But I asked him about this onslaught of legal marijuana. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, and by the way, opiates are a downer. I didn't realize that. So when you're drinking, and I am drinking, and I thought it'd be a good idea to drink this evening because I don't have to pay attention to my. What were we talking about? Happy Pill Day!
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Shay.
Yeah, you were saying something about smart, educated people?
Yeah, we're actually fairly intelligent. If you were to average our IQs out on this show, depending on which guest we have, we're at least over 100. That's a great thing. At least.
You know, and that's, think about this. All honesty a minute. Your federal government gave me one of the highest top secret clearances in this country. I went to, well, I'm allowed to say a few things. I went to Monterey's DLI. Now, you know what that is. That's the Defense Language Institute.
Okay.
Very, 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 I was picked. I volunteered. The military said I volunteered to work on President Ronald Reagan's opening of the Monterey Aquarium. Thank you. Cannery Row. That was me. I was there. Ruined my Saturday. But I want you people to understand that I was picked to be near our leader. Happy Pill Day! Yes, Big Brother is watching. Make no mistake.
He is watching, and he will hear what you have to say. I only had a secret security clearance, which is one level up from nothing.
You didn't get the T. You
no,
get the T.
I didn't get the T or any of those, like, 48 level. I don't know what all that is. I was at level 1. But there are some things I can't say. It does make me feel important, and it makes me want to share secrets. But even if I shared the secrets, yeah, they'd put me in jail. But it wouldn't even help the Russians or anyone else, China.
No.
Because we're not even using the technology I knew about anymore. So that saddens me a little.
Our biggest thing was a discussion. I don't know if this is, I'm pretty sure I was debriefed on this. Now, when I left the service, I had an option to go into the federal, they wanted me to be an air marshal. I think they wanted me to die, but they wanted me to get into, they spend a lot of money, you know, with that clearance. And when you're done, they're like, you know, you really need to have a federal job. And for some reason I said no, because I'm obviously retarded. And just think about that. Did I mention
Happy Pill Day?
Happy Pill Day. You know, today I did something I've never done in the last at least 2 months. I went to a urinal at Walmart. Now, I didn't specifically go to Walmart to go to the urinal, but I was at Walmart and thought it would be a good idea to pee in a urinal. And normally I don't like doing that.
I like to do that. Yeah.
I don't like the urinal. And it's not that I'm not proud of my flaccid 10 inches of African-American 20% meat. What it is I don't want other guys to look at my penis and go, God, that's a great penis, because that would cause terrible repercussions in my mind. So what I did is I went to the urinal, and I thought, you know, and it was completely fucking busy at Walmart. I don't know what it was. Probably Pill Day. But anyway, everybody else was there. How you doing, Rolling Blunts? Everybody else was there. Everybody. I mean, I'm not embellishing. Everybody in the entire fucking world was at this, lining up for this urinal. Not because I was peeing necessarily, but what I did is I thought I wanted to see the reaction. Did I mention I was drinking Sky Vodka?
I did not hear you mention that.
I can't get rid of this bottle. I think it's infinite. It's worth sense. But anyway, I thought I would see the reaction of people if I just took my. Now, when I pee, your penis is not as large as it is erect. It's just math. So what I did do is I took my penis and I started just whipping it up and down, whipping it up and down. And I looked around and I didn't say anything. And people literally moved, not because I was going to pee on them necessarily, but I was just smiling. And I think it might have something to do with the. I don't know. I have no idea. Did I mention Louie Beee's going to be sort of upset with me?
Yeah, you did. Briefly.
Yeah. I don't mean for this to be a competitive thing. I tried to help him on his very God damn it, very epic program. Sorry.
You can say epical. You've
Can
made
I
up
say
the
epical?
word. All you have
Yes.
to know, you just have to know that it's not a word. After that, you can make up any shit you want. Too many people I hear on Spreaker don't even know they're saying a word that doesn't exist. That's what gets me. But once you make shit up, go for it.
By the way, I have this thing. Thank you. I have this deal where I always know when it's 7:14, and I somehow immediately when the show was 7 minutes and 14 seconds into it, I knew what time it was, and I wanted to reference that. If you know what 7:14 is, please provide that in the chat room. It's very old school. It has something to do with roars and lemon. Some of your hardcore druggies will get that, but anyway, it's a quaalude. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Not date rape. It's all right. Look, there was a time. I don't want to get into the whole hash thing because I could be arrested. Not saying I did hash, but if I did do hash, it might have come in the Iranian roommates' dried fruit in college. Happy pill day. Anyway,
we should talk more about drugs. What are the best drugs to take if you're going to get high but want to remain functional? What would you advise as your top 3 drugs to keep on you at all times?
Okay, functional is subjective, as you well know. My functional is basically I don't have to do anything ever. I don't. So subjectively, I would say if you're not employed and people if you don't want to go to prison, LSD is probably your best drug overall. And I'm not talking about the liquid, not the shroom. I'm talking about good old fashioned, maybe like I don't know, maybe the Red Dragon blotters. And by the way, if people out there, and I don't condone the use of LSD because legally I'm supposed to say that, but in fact, if hypothetically a entire blotter falls into your mouth, don't go see a movie. Bad idea. You're going to go through various stages. And it's a good idea to stay in your room with people who are also hypothetically doing this particular horrific drug. Now, what happens is you will eventually go through various stages. Stage 1 is what I like to call the gummy grins, where is uncontrollable urge to smile at people, which is sort of happy if you think about it. And then it moves into, it moves into putting out campfires at dances. I don't want to get into that because there weren't really campfires. And eventually there's screaming. And I thought it'd be a good idea to record this screaming because I thought I was actually explaining where space ends. But no, it was just absolute fucking Cro-Magnon screaming when I played the tape back. And by the way, never ever, and I mean this, do not look into a mirror when you're doing blotter, LSD. Do not, hypothetically, do not do this because that will not be you. All right, so eventually you watch a spider eat a mouse. All right, this is my trip. Go with me here. And what happens is, this might be over a 4-hour period. And anyway, the music becomes very clear. So let's jump back to the mouse. The mouse is just stupid. The spider knows what... I don't want to talk about the spider.
How big is the spider?
The spider is big enough to eat and consume the mouse.
Jesus
now, the
Christ.
spider will sit patiently, very patiently. I mean, it's very liberal for a long time. And all of a sudden, it will pounce. Is that a good? It'll pounce on this, and it'll start. It gives it some kind of venom. Now I'm talking about a tarantula, and if you watch it long enough, I'm assuming 4 hours. I don't know. It seemed like 10 minutes. And what happens though is you have music playing, and never ever play Grateful Dead when you're tripping on LSD. Do not do this because you will hear every note in the song, and you'll think they're singing to you. Now, I was fine with that until I stared at the Stroh's poster. All right, it's dating me a little bit, but the Stroh's poster had a man that looked like the guy that scrubs your toilets. The scrubbing bubbles, but he was fishing and it was on a waterfall. And eventually I was talking to the poster with this asshole in this fucking boat fishing. He